So Doom Eternal and The Elder Scrolls Online are both coming to PS5 and Xbox Series X. And while this is good news in and of itself, especially for a game like Doom Eternal, which in my opinion is honestly a masterpiece, it's basically everything you could want from a high-octane, balls to the wall type of blood-pumping first-person shooter. And I can't really say too much about Elder Scrolls Online, mainly because I haven't played it myself. But from what I've read of screenshots and, just some gameplay clips here and there, people do enjoy it. But I think more than the news of them coming to next gen is the fact that both of these games will be offering free of charge next gen upgrades to either platform of choice. So whether that be, PS5 or Xbox Series X, whichever one you may prefer. And the thing is that this isn't just normal, backwards compatibility confirmation or something like that. These are full-fledged, enhanced versions of both games coming to next-gen consoles. While they will be, supporting backwards compatibility and all that jazz, it's also on top of them being an enhanced version of the game too. So, that's just really great all around. And, this whole topic is just really good because I want to see more things like this happening. I want to see more pro-consumer moves being made by major companies like Bethesda. And, especially with the recent scene in the gaming industry with a lot of companies just coming out here and promoting their anti-consumer practices with microtransactions and loot boxes. What I can think of right off the top of my head is 2K and Take-Two, which are, the company behind NBA, the NBA series, NBA 2K, and GTA Online. Both of these sort of online aspects of their respective games are just riddled with rampant microtransactions and just, they're basically, if you think about it, online gambling. They're giving, a lot of these people who play these games are pretty young, and to expose them to this form of virtual gambling is honestly really shady and something that I never will promote. And, it's just really refreshing to see a company like Bethesda come out here and say, look guys, okay, we know what the consumers want. We're not going to charge you again for this definitive edition version of the game or this sort of remastered version of the game, even though these games are nowhere near old enough to even warrant a remastered version of the games themselves. But, it's still good to see because they could probably make still a lot of money by re-releasing these games as next-gen upgraded versions or whatever, even though they're not that old, maybe 1 or 2 years down the line or something like that. But no, they actually came out here and did the same thing that, CD Projekt Red did, and I believe a different company. I'm sorry, I can't really remember off the top of my head right now, but, just like how CD Projekt Red, them with their, great reputation in the industry that they've established for themselves for all this time, of them being this pro-consumer sort of body in the gaming industry, it's really refreshing to see a lot of companies follow in their footsteps with how they announced that Cyberpunk 2077 will actually be a free upgrade if you at least do plan on owning the current gen versions of the game when it does launch. The next gen versions of the game will be a free upgrade. And besides the announcement that Bethesda's made regarding these two games, they've also said that for current generation console owners, they basically expect to launch a lot of upgraded versions of their, current generation titles. Now, it hasn't been specifically stated, I'm taking all of this information from Gematsu.com. The article states directly, additionally, Bethesda Softworks said that while it does not have any news to share just yet on its remaining catalog of titles, it is committed offering free upgrades for current generation console owners of existing Bethesda Softworks titles brought to the next generation of consoles. So that's really refreshing to see, and I hope something that's replicated by a lot of other companies in the future. And, I definitely just don't hope that a lot of companies go through with how 2K and, Take-Two is going about things, how they're literally just shoving all of these microtransactions down people's throats. And granted, they are making a lot of money, but it's just really it's really not pro-consumer at all. It's really anti-consumer, and something that I'm really just fed up with, having to pay full price for a game and then on top of that, have to resort to buying additional things despite me paying all this money for the game up front just to feel, even remotely competent in whatever game I'm playing. I know that 2K does this heavily. When I played, I think NBA 2K16 was actually the last game that I played from the 2K franchise, and that game was just filled to the brim with microtransactions. You could not feel even remotely competent in competing, even in my career. A lot of people say, well, that's just my park story. Yeah, I think that's what it's called. It's just been so long since I've played 2K, I can't really remember the name of their modes or whatever, but my park was basically if you didn't pay for VC for your character, you'd just be locked in this never-ending grind and probably get nowhere because, just the whole aspect of having to grind and just do it over and over again to reach this level where you can kind of maybe have a shot at having fun against people who've already done that, or maybe even, more likely is that they just dropped a lot of money on their characters to get them to where they want to be in such a shorter amount of time. And the fact that I played that game almost around few years back, and I just felt so heavily burdened by the microtransactions that they had in that game is really just a testament to how bad it probably is now. I haven't played a 2K game for such a long time, so I can only imagine what the scene is with the more recent 2Ks. But yeah, all in all, I just feel like this is a really refreshing thing to see in the gaming industry. And I know I just keep going on like a broken record here, but I just can't emphasize enough how important it is to walk away for companies to walk away from these anti-consumer behaviors and actually, start caring about the reputation, brand image that they've built up, or, at least try to maintain the little bit of brand reputation that they have. Like, all I can say is for companies like EA and whatnot, man, like, at least try to hang on to those little morsels of reputation and brand identity that you have. At least, have some dignity. So, yeah, guys, that's all I gotta say. I'm hyped for Doom Eternal being a free upgrade to next gen. I'm probably going to be picking it up just to see what upgrades it offers. I'd imagine better frame rates and better resolutions and whatnot, all of that good stuff. But yeah, until next time, guys, if you enjoyed this video and you like this content, then please give it a like. It helps out more than you know. Comment down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this whole, sort of space in the gaming industry that relates to pro-consumerism, anti-consumerism, how companies can do whatever they are currently doing better. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And yeah, if you enjoy videos like this, please consider subscribing to my channel. And yeah, I hope to see you again on my channel real soon. Take it easy, guys.